What's up, everybody? Spare Wood Gun here from Sleepless Nights with another episode on Space Engineers. When we left off, we had been working on the doorway for the space station here. I have to admit, the more I was playing around with it again a little today, and the more I play around with it, the more I really don't think it's possible, despite my initial theory of, wow, the Elite Dangerous space station would work perfectly. The more I try and make that happen, the more I'm starting to realize I don't think it'll work at all. Okay, so let me explain, if I haven't already. I don't recall whether I did a good explanation or not. My theory on why I thought it would work and why I didn't think it would work. If you look at a picture, which I could probably include in the description, of the Elite Dangerous station, it kind of looks like you've got a square on each side if they're diamond-like, right? So you'd have a shape like this, and then in a cross formation there'd be another one over here, another one on the back, and another one on the side. And if you turn, it's basically a square instead of a diamond. Well, it has a shape on each corner that looks like this kind of thing. The only problem is it's basically a shape that looks like the actual image in the hotbar, number 5. That instead of being at an angle, it makes it look like it's more this kind of block. Like that it's angled straight back, but that it tapers this way as well. That's the problem. Is if we were going to make a station, I almost said ship, if we were going to make a station off of the Elite style, we would really need a block that just leans straight back like this, not one corner here, one corner here, one corner here, but both of these corners being aligned with the square and then the corner back here. So basically, if we could turn this like at, I don't know what it would be, a 45-degree angle? Maybe? Maybe that's what I'm thinking? Basically so that this block would do this. Like if this were the square, that this was flush with the square and it would just go straight back. The problem is that it doesn't really do that. It angles. And we need it to do more of like what the image of this number 5 one is, and that is to go from this point, and then taper into a corner in the back. If we had a block like that, we might be able to do it. But that's the big problem that I see with this station design. The only reason I'm moving forward, to be honest, is because I still like the idea of having an outer part that rotates, and we can always kind of ad-lib as we go as far as make up a new design or alter it to where it fits better. As well as being in a larger scale, I don't know, maybe by the time I get to that kind of a shape, someone will have devised a way to make it work. Who knows? So one way or another, we can keep moving. Oh, excuse me. We can keep moving forward because we can always just ad-lib it, improvise, and make up our own design. We are not going to need all of this. What is it? 2? 1, 2. So get rid of you. Get rid of you. Like this. For some reason, if you'll recall, at the end of last episode, I mentioned that we needed to make this more circular, so that it didn't interfere with the, come on, thank you. So that it didn't interfere with the hangar door as it spun, and it actually stayed out of the way. That's what I'm doing here. I already did that end. The odd part is that, this basically is even on the sides and odd on the top, which is, I don't really know how that happened, and I'm not really sure whether or not it'll be a problem down the line or not. I guess we'll find out. But Oh, come on. Get in there. Let's connect this up, and then we'll give it another test run. Oops, what am I doing? Me and rotating blocks, man. As much as I've played this game, and I just don't feel like it'll ever get any better. Okay. Now, we also need to raise this up and put a landing gear here so that it has something, if we need it to attach to. That was loud. Okay, that... I'm gonna leave that there just as a buffer. I'm not too thrilled with how this is off by the looks of things. And we'll put... gyro... Actually, no. Well, yeah, we'll do that for now. Let's get rid of that. Get rid of that. And we can add in some of this stuff later if we don't want this giant hole on the outside. We can fill that kind of stuff in, but we're going to put a gyro there since that's where it is on the other side, and that way it'll keep it like so. Keep everything even. So, I know it looks a little weird compared to the way we had it before. I actually like the way we had it before, but if we buff this out, and again, some of this we may not need to do. In fact, all we really need to do is make sure the outer circle here is covered. The rest of it, whatever. For now, let's just fill this in. And basically what I'm trying to do is get it to where this won't show. Like that you won't see that it's two different designs. Because we're going to build off of this. We may even get rid of this angle now that I'm thinking about it. Huh. I may have done something really stupid here because basically this is the part. Come on. Not this inner part. This is the part that's going to wrap around the inner part. So we might need to change the shape of this, to be honest, now that I'm looking at it. This may need to be like a square so that we can build off of it. Let's first test it and make sure that it spins the way we need it to. See, what I mean by that is this part is going to wrap around this inner part so you don't see the inner part. It'll look like just this outer part that's spinning. But the way that I have it set up here, you can't like build off of this. If we were to bring a line off of this, then you just have a big bar here because these blocks don't connect anything. So we may need to... Actually, let's go ahead and just do that right now, because we can. Let's just get rid of that. Bring this up. Bring this over. Oh, we were one block off. And let's just make this a square. And let's see how that does. Style-wise, it may not look as cool, but the reason I'm doing it this way is because we're going to need to build off of this. Now, we can build a angular design off of this now if we needed to. I hope that... I know I'm building and talking at the same time, so my explanations may not be all that great. But I'm trying to explain it the best way I know how. But essentially the problem, once again, is that the edge blocks we used originally to make a circle out of this, they're not really buildable, if that makes sense. Like, you can't build off of them. And so we kind of need a different shape here. Now, in doing this, kind of hindsight being what it is, this could be significantly smaller than it is. Actually, it would only need to be like that wide, I think. And it would only have to be... oh, wait. Let's see. Let's do it on this side. Because we could definitely trim this down. This doesn't need to be this big, I don't think. Now that we're doing a square pattern here. Let's try something like that. That's out of the way. Yeah, I don't want to go any closer to that. It's like a half block. And this is... how big? Get my measuring tape out here. 32 in between each other, plus the bar. So it'd be 33? 4? 34? Okay. And these, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's make this the center point. We'll go ahead and make... I don't know how he did that. I don't have a center point there. I don't think. It's off by a minute. Oh no, I guess that's in line. Okay, so from this point, if we did, let's see, 35, because we said it was 34. I'm gonna sneeze eventually. Sorry. Okay. So 34 and 34 would be, what is that? Crap. My brain. Oh, my brain. My brain is just fried. 34 divided by 2 is 17 on each side, plus the 1 in the center would be 35. So we'll go 17. Okay. So that point we don't need. And let's go 17. I guess that's not that much smaller. I was thinking it would make it a lot smaller, but in order to match the width of the hangar door, we still had to go out quite a ways, I guess. Oh well. It does trim it down a bit. And then we'll come over here. Like so. And then we'll come over here. Like so. There we go. And now let's clean this up a bit. Okay, so now what we need to do is put our gear here, put our power here, and our gyro here. And now we'll do control panel, the latest landing gear, lock that in. Good. Okay. Get rid of this, get rid of this, get rid of this. And boom. I guess it does make it a bit smaller. I was hoping to clean it up a lot and make it like just around this doorway, but again, the problem is rotation. That you could make a frame that starts only like here and rides just barely past this gyroscope kind of thing. The problem that you'll run into is when it rotates. When it rotates, it's like this way is thinner than this way. So when it spins up and it's halfway over, you know, you'll have bars in the center like we did last time, because it's not a universal thing to match the width, which is what you kind of need to do in order to make everything work. Okay. That always makes me nervous. But there's nothing connecting these, so it should... Okay. So again, not huge difference, but it does make it smaller. It'll clear things up a bit. And this way... Now, what we could do from here, actually... we could do that, couldn't we? What we could do from here is basically build... fill this in to make it look like it matches this design, even though it doesn't. The only concern I have, again, is we put this very close to the edge. So if you were to start, say, here, and built a frame in like this, like it went all the way over there, as it rotates, it's like when this turns, this corner is going to cut in and overlap this part. So we'll have to see just how close the edge comes to where we want it to be before making any kind of pattern. But we could essentially make some kind of shape on the inside here to cover up the fact that it's a giant square, is essentially where I'm going with that. Again, the problem being that we put this very close to the edge, so as this rotates, it's more than likely... Well, I don't know. I'm going to save it real quick and we'll be back in a second. Okay, so here we go. We've got it spinning. Now, I have to point out I did a couple corrections on where the gyroscopes were placed. It's very important how and where you place those to make everything even, by the way. It looks like this side is technically a little bit closer than this one. But that's okay, I suppose. It's not really going to be a big deal. The main thing I wanted to see was how much of this corner gets, you know, pulled into the thing as it turns. And as you can see, it gets pretty close, so we'd have to start like over here, I think, if we wanted to do any kind of corner shape. Now, the other thing that I honestly had not thought of is, if you'll notice, as it goes around, watch what happens. This kind of intrigued me a bit. It gives us that diamond shape that we were looking at. I don't know if that will fix the problems that we were having or not, but it could. It could. There might be a solution in that if we build off of this frame like we were talking about, it could actually help us not have a problem with... Oh, now we've got an issue. That landing gear just turned off, which means it's slightly pulling away for some reason. I don't like that. What happened here? Yeah, something is going on that it's beginning to... Yep, that one turned off now too. Crap. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's definitely tipping. That's not good. So, next episode, we might work on resolving that issue. I saved it before I turned these on, so it'll be back in its original position next time. We may want to, instead of landing gears, use some kind of tire system where it like hooks over the edge. But I'm really not sure how to do that. So I'm open to suggestions if you guys have any videos on how to do that or anything, or find any examples. I'd like to see them. Open to suggestions on how to do some kind of tire system to keep it from disconnecting. Oh yeah, it's gone. It's like, yeah, it's definitely pulling away. Okay, well, we got the shape figured out at least, you know. So now it's just getting the rotation part fixed to where it's still somehow connected to the station. So I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, and I will see you all next time. Peace!